Hello, we are Team K Comset. This is our content. Recently, the new space era has begun, in which the private sector leads the development of space. So, there is growing demand in the private sector for cost-effective satellite communications equipment. A satellite ground station requires expensive communication devices such as high-performance computers, receiving equipment, and software. However, with SDR, capable of both analog and digital signal processing, new communication systems can be implemented cost-effectively by programming the device without hardware changes. Based on this SDR, we have built a satellite ground station that can reliably receive weather observation data from the Korean meteorological satellite Cheonlyeon-2A. The GK2A satellite has 3 downlinks depending on the data rate. As the data rate increases, the size of the antenna and the complexity of the system increase. So we target the LRIT downlink considering the project's budget and schedule. The following is the GK2A satellite ground station that we have configured. The LRIT downlink characteristic is that encrypted data is transmitted at a maximum data rate of 256 kilobytes per sec through 1 MHz bandwidth in the L band of about 1.7 GHz, and the signal is modulated with NRZ-L and BPSK. The distance between the satellite and the ground station is about 36,000 km. Signals transmitted from these great distances are not only very weak, they are difficult to distinguish from noise. So, a parabolic reflector antenna with high beam directivity and antenna gain was installed, and an LNA with sufficiently low noise figure was connected to the front end of the SDR receiver. Then, the BPSK signal of the GK2A was processed in conjunction with the satellite signal demodulation program, Goose Tools, and SDR. Then, the encrypted data was decoded using the weather satellite image decoding program XRIT-RX. Finally, we installed the file synchronization program and configure the receiving server to check real-time weather images. As shown in the picture, a ground station was installed outdoors. The following is the location of the satellites and the base stations. The LRIT downlink has a linear polarization characteristic in the east-west direction with respect to the satellite. And considering that the longitude of the base station and the satellite is similar, we set the polarization of the antenna. The direction was set through the mobile phone application, and the polarization was set so that the antenna feed and the ground were parallel. With reference to the frequency spectrum, fine-tuning was performed to maximize the SNR. The SNR changed significantly according to the direction of the antenna. Also, depending on the position of the sun, the SNR decreased due to radio wave interference. Then, in conjunction with SDR, we ran the demodulation program Goose Tools installed on the Raspberry Pi. The demodulated data has an average bit error value of 100 or less and was delivered to the input source of the XRIT-RX decoder without dropped packet. We registered the decryption key file downloaded from the Korean Meteorological Administration in the decoder and obtained the weather image file transmitted in real time according to the satellite broadcasting schedule. The following is an infrared image of one side of the Earth observed from the GK2A satellite. The right image is a post-processed image, through an image processing tool or according to the characteristics of the infrared wavelengths. In addition, various images of Korean Peninsula and the ocean were obtained. We built a cost-effective base station using SDR and succeeded in communicating with satellites over very long distances. It was difficult to receive for a long period of time due to the overload of the parts set outdoors, and it took a lot of time to fine-tune the antenna. To improve this, we identified the need for an antenna system with high beam steering performances such as a PAFR antenna and laid the foundation through this project. Communication with other satellites is possible only with the configuration of this project. This can be extended to meteorological analysis and weather information services in the private sector. Thank you.